Greetings, my name is Christy Exists, and I am a band member of the noise band called She Doesn't Exist. And I have some good news. New EP is out! Ah! Yes, a new She Doesn't Exist EP is out, and it's called Dearpá Sine-Wave. It has 6 songs, and it's been a while since the last release. The last time we released something, it was in 2023, and that album had songs that were produced in 2022, so it was delayed. Since I am the sole producer of this band, it means the music is really reliant on my schedule. So now I have been having time at the studio and I've been working on something. Dearpá Sine-Wave is an EP that is something I haven't personally produced before. This particular EP is very easy to misunderstand, to be honest, because Dearpá Sine-Wave is the most metaphorical release of She Doesn't Exist. I feel like to understand this EP, you have to understand a little bit of my thinking, what I was thinking when I was producing this particular EP. It takes up society in a very particular way. So I'm hoping that the few things that I want to say about this EP might make it easier for you as a listener to understand all my thinking when I was producing this. This process had many steps, and it all actually began in my digital audio workshop. I was just opening it because it's been so long since last time, so I was just playing around and I suddenly started doing my stuff. I really like this effect. It's called Erosion. It has like 3 modes, 2 noises, but they also have something called sine, and that's a very particular sound. I started playing with this sine sound. Its high frequency sound can be a little bit annoying to the ears depending on how you perceive sound. For some people might like it, some people might hate it, depends. I decided to play around and I got this idea, I'm gonna use this. Then I decided this is my main staple. When I was like thinking about my instruments, I have some softwares and I do have some hardware, but I was thinking, how would this sound like if I combined it with my RD6? Then I had this idea that it would be so cool to add some drum bass, because the RD6 is a drum machine. I thought the bass might change it a little bit. It's not so obvious that I've been using the RD6 if I put it on, and I thought this sounds really cool. Things that are gonna be the main staples of this EP is the RD6 and sine combined with the bass. That's like the basis of all the songs. Before I started making this EP, I was rearranging my room, which I call the torture chamber. It has its own name. What I was doing is I was first cleaning my room because I have a new closet in my room, and in there you can find the colored clothing, because I have my clothing sort between black and then colored. Yeah, I have a really tendency to sort things. The closet it's been something I've been wanting a while, because my colored clothing used to be at my siblings' room. So I've been wanting to have them here. I was able to find a cheap closet for around 1,000 Norwegian kroner, which is cheap compared to the other closets. And it's small enough to suit my room, so I had to rearrange my room. And in this process I have a lot of paintings which I have painted over the years. Those I had to rearrange. I have this shelf kind of thing, so that had to be pushed a little bit so the closet will fit. The mirror that I had, it had to be changed, and because I'm changing the mirror, I had to rearrange my paintings. And to do that, I had to buy nails, use the hammer to put them into the wall so I could like put the paintings. So they are steadily on the wall. That was the first time I kind of started thinking about the hammer in some way. That maybe that could be cool as a way to describe things. It made my brain move, and a few days after I'm thinking, oh yeah, I can use this hammer for something, because I was kind of uncertain. Usually the songs that I produce for the band, they are typically, for example, really industrial items. When I was thinking hammer, then I'm thinking about the building process itself. I wanted to use the building process to illustrate something. I started working then. I just knew that nails, they can like rust over time. It got my brain thinking, and after a while I figured out that I can use this to explain few of the thoughts I've been having since late July and early August after I came from Köln. I made a very particular post on Instagram where I was thinking about the homeless person that I met in Köln. Seeing him really affected me, because seeing him made me think about people in general before they become homeless, before they get problems. Like, we are children when we are born, innocent children. We don't know what our future is like. The truth of the matter is, not every child will have a happy ending, because something will happen in life that will sadly take that person into a really dark road. So I started thinking, like, society, they view homeless as a dirty thing, like something to ignore. I started to imagine that the rusty nails could be perfect illustration as a metaphor to explain how society views homeless people. It's usually in a very negative way. Some of the songs explaining the renovation process, which is a form of explaining the recovering process to recover from difficult life situations, because time will heal, maybe most of the time. All the scars that we have, time will heal them slowly. It's a long process. Removing the molded planks and rusty nails showcases that recovery is possible, and it takes a lot of effort. An old house, it creaks a lot, which is similar to the sine wave sounds that you can hear in the erosion. The erosion, it has multiple sounds depending on where you put it, but some of them sound like an old house that creaks. So that's also something that I've been thinking a lot while I was producing the music, is how could I illustrate planks that have brought old nails in a way that suits the music, and the sine wave erosion effect thingy really, in my opinion, suited. What's really important for me personally to say is that I do not view homeless as subhuman. I believe every house, regardless how it looks like, it can become beautiful if you want it to become beautiful. You have to really, really, really want a change. That's also a really important concept in this particular EP. There's the other side, which means that some people sadly do not recover. There are people like that, and that is a reality we cannot deny. But I kind of do showcase that a little bit in that song called Viesu, which is the house. It's not just that the recovery process is black and white, it's not, which I think is also important to tell. I want to believe in the naive thought that it's possible, because I really, really, really want to believe in people's ability to change. Have that willpower to do something about the problem. I really wanted to contrast with a beautiful house, which is someone who has actually managed to have a decent middle class living. I will not compare it to the rich, because the rich would be a mansion. Because if I compare it to the billionaires and millionaires, that would be really unrealistic. They usually don't meet the homeless like we regular people do. The sine wave of it all is also kind of a metaphor, because if you look at sine wave definition, they are like sound, literally sound with the waves up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And it repeats, and it repeats, and it repeats. I thought that that is a perfect metaphoric photo as a repeated pattern of behavior, because you repeat the action, you get the withdrawals, and that is horrible. And when you get the withdrawals, one of the things you do is try to get more to use again, and this is a repeated pattern. And that's the same, in my opinion, like the sound, because it's also a repeated pattern that continues on and on and on and on. You have your ups and you have your down. Like the addicts, they're feeling really nice when they are on, but the withdrawal is horrible, so it goes up and down. When it comes to Dearpá Sine-Wave, it is actually illustration that you can break the pattern, like you destroy the sine wave, which means you're destroying the pattern. A process to recovery is putting the effort to destroy patterns. For the sound, the hammer is the EQ with a filter, where you filter off some sounds. In life, the goal is to use the EQ, kind of. You want to filter all of that away and keep the good ones. That's how I've been kind of thinking, and I feel like I have now kind of explained a little bit of the thoughts behind this EP, what it means. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, even if the topic is really sad and depressing and not something you would expect. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye!